Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up, it's your girl, Sasha Banks, the Legit Boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson. Taped live at twitch.tv/Steven Larson. And also, anywhere podcasts can be found. If you're listening to us right now, take a moment, leave us a rating, review, or a comment. It goes a long way. Let's see if we've had any more 1-star comments or 5. You know, I want to give a shout out not just to the 1-star comments, because I want all the 5-star comments. That's what I want, Larson.
Engagement is engagement. What they say about Roman Reigns? Any reaction is a good reaction.
I actually kind of don't think that's true with this, but I could be wrong. You never know. You never know. What do I know about anything? Let's see.
We got a at least new on Patreon today too.
Okay. All right, people. Now you're just messing with us. We got a 1-star review just this past Sunday that says these guys do their podcasts in reverse. Because we did that for SmackDown.
We did.
Dang it. Oh, man, but we got I was going to say a bunch. We've had 3 since then, since Friday.
Oh, wow.
And they're very nice. Albert, Joseph. Oh, Al, God, I always forget how to pronounce his last name. Jagiello?
Yeah.
Jagiello?
Yeah.
Anyways, shout out to him. He came back as a patron as well. He's able to do that. And he sent me a word, and I forgot to give him another shout out. Generally, if I see like a returning name, sometimes I'll skip it, sometimes I won't.
Here's one we won't skip. Here's a new patron, Matt Doolittle.
Oh yeah, that's a great name. He should go get his PhD, Larson. We also had one
Dr. Doolittle, very clever.
On Thursday. David. We got David. I think I already mentioned David before. So thanks, David. And thank you, Al, and thank you, Dr. Doolittle.
Thank you, Matt Doolittle.
For Matt Doolittle PhD. Wouldn't that be great if he got his PhD and then like he went around saying, "Hi, I'm Matt Doolittle PhD," and it's like, why wouldn't you just say
Dr. Doolittle?
Say what? Anyways, so we have one more Raw until Money in the Bank. So this was not the go home, even though a lot of it felt kind of like a go home. What did you think of tonight's episode of Raw, Larson?
It was great. The Joe was on commentary replacing Lawler because Lawler stinks.
Fire out the gate from Larson.
The end segment with the contract signing was really good. Drew said S word. And then hit or miss Triple H countdown was great, I guess.
Yeah.
They're kind of stealing our thing.
Have I asked you what's your top Triple H moment? What'd be number 1 and 10 for the win? It's got to be coining the phrase "more but better," right?
Yeah, it kind of has to be that VHS tape from DX. Yeah, more but better. Next time we're gonna do more but better. That was the line.
Yeah, and ever since then we've used it.
Another really good match between Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott. Jinder's back.
Jinder's back. He should be on the thumbnail. Jinder back.
Another strong showing from Apollo Cruz. Got some bad news after the show, though. Otherwise, it's kind of hit or miss. Like, I don't know. The women's triple threat match was a total mess.
That wasn't a match. It was not a match.
Know, but it was advertised that we were going to get a match. We didn't get a match. What we got instead was an absolute mess.
Yeah, I got a lot of problems with those people. Whoever put that crap together. No, you know what? Like it honestly, it felt like a 5-hour Raw. However,
it dragged on forever.
The final segment, though, made up for everything. Drew, week by week in an empty arena, is proving just how great he is as a champion. Man, he's killing it. He's absolutely killing it. I thought his promo on Seth was fantastic.
It was great. It was fantastic.
The entirety of that contract signing was really good. And I'm wondering if there's anything
except that part where Lawler was there to introduce it because he stinks.
Okay, man, he's old. Leave him alone. You can't make fun of at-risk people, dude.
I'm not making fun of him. I'm just saying he's bad at his job. That's not making fun of him.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't disagree. So, is there anything we can read from in between the lines here on this on that promo there? Seth was talking about you'll find out what I mean at Money in the Bank, Drew. Is he just talking about?
I thought it'd just been Murphy, but then Murphy showed up tonight, so that kind of ruins the surprise, doesn't it?
But it just seemed like he was alluding to something, but he was just talking about Murphy?
No, you got to think he's got another card up his sleeve.
Seemingly, yeah.
Yeah, so, Razar's hurt. He's out. Apparently, they have no plans to use Akam while Razar's out.
Well, that's the thing. Like, can't they just do that? Like, just use the guy.
Use Akam.
Like, he's not literally tied at the... They're not even related. They're not even from the same country, which is bizarre because they kind of look like each other.
So I guess he's going to get another tag team under his wing.
That could
Forgotten
be.
Sons. Wait, they're on SmackDown.
Yeah, they're on SmackDown. You forgot that. Wouldn't that be rad? Wouldn't that be awesome if it was like the Street Profits? Maybe not. That wouldn't really fit.
They changed their name back to War Raiders and make it the War Raiders.
Well, Messiah, Prophet, spelled differently. Would they change the last name to Prophet to Prophet? They could do that.
No, I would mean like Street Profits are, they're pretty over, so I don't think that's gonna.
Man, that's one thing that actually this Raw completely died in my eyes because they didn't do the Viking Raiders in their car again.
Yeah,
they dropped
I think
that.
you're the only person who appreciated that because I think everybody else thought it was crap.
That's fine. Now we're back to them just being boring Viking guys
Yeah, that's
instead
not
of
great either.
driving around in car Viking guys.
They should just do an amalgam of the two where they're dropping promos like that from their car with the red light in the back and everything. Have them do it for the car.
Yeah. How about they drive like near red light districts?
And then instead of just cutting the promo at camera,
We
they're
are
yelling
Vikings
out their window
who love to pay for sex
at pedestrians as they walk by.
Yeah.
Or people, if it's that situation, a red light district situation, it's people exiting the houses of ill repute. And they're cutting promos on them.
Viking Raiders. I am horny.
Viking Raiders.
And I love to toss salad. Viking Raiders.
That person just got laid. Viking Raiders. Cut promos
but he didn't get it free. He had to pay. Viking Raiders.
Just like we're going to do here in 10 minutes.
Okay, anyways, let's kick this thing out from the beginning.
Sure. All right, so kicked off with...
We're going to speed around some of these matches, by the way, because that six-man tag, I swear to God, if you have like, oh, wow, I'm shocked. That match was like 3 hours long.
Truth be told, I only really watched the last half of it.
And you have 4 sentences written. That's amazing. I am so happy with this progress that you're making.
So the show kicked off with Samoa Joe sitting in Jerry Lawler's seat, and you already knew we were in for a much better night.
Yeah.
Because as I mentioned at the head of the show, Lawler stinks. The opening segment is the VIP lounge with MVP. For someone who's just supposed to be a producer, he certainly gets a lot of on-camera time.
He does. Why did he talk so damn much? This segment was so annoying. I was like, shut the hell up.
And why did he show up on the Tron? This is later on, but I'll bring it up now since we're talking MVP. And it's like, here, I got some a hot new tag team. Shane Thorne and Brendan Vink.
He was
They're like 0-10 the last month.
He was Floyd Gondoli.
Yeah.
Meet boys. Brendan. Shane.
Yep. I thought he was going to show up there. It's like, oh, you guys are on a bit of a winning roll here. I know something about being a winner. Let me help you guys.
Right.
That makes all the sense in the world.
Right. I like
Shane Thorne. Brendan Vink needs a second pair of trunks.
Hold on. That could still happen though, right?
That could still happen. Yeah.
MVP, I think, still might end because when I saw him, I was like, oh, it makes all the sense in the world. And then he has these 2 lumps.
What I'm thinking is Cedric and Ricochet will dispatch of Thorne and Vink, and then MVP will just go, ha, that was a test. You're worthy of my representation. Let me represent you.
Yeah, you're signed. You're signed now. And they're like, what?
I don't know.
Hey,
Titus Worldwide again.
How great would it be if he gives them shirts that says property of MVP? Like WWE does with their stupid Performance Center shirts.
No, it's like MVP Unlimited.
There you go. Actually, that'd be kind of clever if they made MVP into like the personification of like WWE's developmental system.
Yeah,
where it's all just exploitation.
I just don't want it to be another Titus Worldwide thing where it's like a good premise and there's good talent behind it, and they just do nothing with it if it never comes to pass.
Yeah, you're right. I don't want that. I don't want it to be that either. I don't want it to be turned into a comedy
I like
thing.
Apollo Cruz in there. Dana Brooke was with it. They had good chemistry. It was funny. There was something going there. They just never did anything with it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They've never treated Titus like a real wrestler. And that was at the point where Apollo was basically buried beyond belief. At least this tag team, they seem to they put them in matching gear. They haven't given them a name yet, the ones and onlys. They haven't done that. So I get a different feeling from this. I think if they put them with MVP, they'll be okay. But I don't know. I say that, and then it's not. Anyways.
I can see it turning into Titus Worldwide. I don't want that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Anyways, this is a VIP lounge with MVP. He brings out Ray, Alistair, and Apollo. MVP making his choice for winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. He picked Apollo Cruz. We find out after the show, bad pick MVP. So he asked each of them what it would mean to be Mr. Money in the Bank. And he starts with Ray and goes, I know the answer. And it says, for you, cement your legacy. Alistair, you to kind of pull your way to the top. Cruz, you beat me. And essentially, it's about really proving yourself. Interrupted by Zelina and her faction on the ramp. She says, no one in the WWE universe wants to hear what Apollo Cruz has to say because he was just starting to talk. But she says the WWE universe can't get enough of her guys, and the three gentlemen in the ring don't measure up to her trio. The future they represent, the guys in the ring, is a bleak one where the Money in the Bank contract exists somewhere other than Raw, so that'd be SmackDown.
Yeah.
So they all come down the ring. They kick over the velvet rope. Zelina suggests that Ray, Alistair, Cruz drop out of Money in the Bank and allow her guys to take their spots. MVP starts to talk. Ray grabs the mic from him, questions if Vega was really expecting them to get up their Money in the Bank spots, and she's like, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's why I asked. And he also wonders if they really came down to pick a fight. Brawl breaks out. Heel sent from the ring. Go to commercial. Come back. 6-man tag match.
Well, I like that going to commercial, we hear Tom Phillips say, we've got 6 men in the ring. What could possibly happen now? What do you think is going to... Do you not pay attention? Anyways, this was a really long match.
It took forever.
But
the end of it was good.
No, the end of it was great. And I was very happy to see that a lot of the match was sort of a spotlight. Number one, we got a little bit more Ray and Andrade. That was good. And it was spotlight
Alistair
for the younger.
Was isolated forever.
Yeah, I know. And then, but in the end, it ended up being a bit of a showcase, and a bit of an enhancer for Apollo Cruz, which is good, given that later on they killed him.
He got a pin on the U.S. champion. That's great.
Yeah, exactly. So what is this? Yeah, Apollo reverses the hammerlock DDT into that sit down powerbomb thing.
I don't know what they call it.
It looks great. It looks really cool. It's like, holy crap. After that, we had the first entry, the first 2 entries of 10 for the wins. WWE's 10 for the wins. Top 10 defining moments of Triple H. Number 10.
10.
He takes over.
DX.
Yeah.
Night after WrestleMania 14.
Yeah. This is when you get your friends. This is what you call the click. And everybody's like, oh, cool. Hall and Nash are back.
To the click.
Yeah.
X-Pac. Anyways, and then number 9 is when he beat Sting.
We were there for that.
We were there for that.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
After that, we had Andrade and Zelina interview. He's asked what went wrong, and they commiserate for a while. He himself and Vega, and then they say, his partners let him down.
Well, he was heated. He was super heated. He doesn't like being pinned.
Hot, yeah.
Nobody does.
Not like that. He says Apollo can't beat him in a 1-on-1 match for the title. They leave. In steps Apollo. He says, yeah, I can beat Andrade. In fact, I could do it twice in one night. And he was kind of old, the few times Apollo's had mic spots in the past where he was, high energy.
Exuberant,
smiling a lot. Then Andrade comes back in.
Yeah, that stops.
Because
I was like, oh, you're being really cheesy right now. But man, the best was yet to come. Yeah, this was rad.
He was great. Once Andrade stepped back in, he had to be serious. He was fantastic.
It was like that one time in NXT when he was actually showed some character, man.
I know. This was really good. So Andrade comes back in and essentially tells Apollo, you don't deserve an opportunity. A little back and forth. Apollo slaps the living hell out of Andrade.
Oh my God. Now I don't. And so I noticed that even when Andrade slapped his own title because he slapped it, it was really loud. So I don't know if it was like the acoustics of a slap.
They had a mic, a contact mic underneath his title, maybe.
Something. But this slap to the face, he says, oh, yeah? What? I mean, this thing sounded like a shotgun. Slapped the crap out of Andrade's face. And he said, how about now? And it was so genuine, like the sinister sort of, I'm not going to be a pushover. You're not going to get the best of me here in this verbal confrontation, and I'm going to slap the shit out of you. It was so genuine. It was awesome. It was a great little,
really good.
Great little moment there for Apollo.
He seemed very comfortable.
Yes.
And then Zelina steps in and says, all right, you'll get your title shot later tonight.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Drew and Seth video package. We'd see another one of these later. Triple H countdown, number 8 entry. So when he beat The Rock for the WWE title on SmackDown with HBK's help.
I always was bugged by HBK's little tiny bicycle shorts. They were like little tiny booty shorts, and he was wearing like
this at the time, and I remember you mentioning that every time this match is ever brought up.
It sucks all the drama out for me. I'm sitting there, I'm like, what is he wearing right now? He looked like such a goober, like such a weirdo. This isn't your home, dude.
All right, number 7 is a bit where he's backstage with Trish, teaching her how to get out of a wrist lock.
They start banging, and Steph walks in, and she's like, whoa, what's going on here?
That's what it looks like.
Triple H pulls out.
Steph throws a bunch of flowers everywhere. Triple H just
goes to the corner, finishes himself
off. Puts the thing out. Yeah, turns the corner. Asks Trish to excuse herself. And,
we got to finish this up.
Yeah, and then leaves.
The Attitude Era, they got away with murder then, man. Show guys finishing themselves off and everything.
I guess so.
It's crazy.
I guess so. I missed a couple. Which one did I miss? Oh, no, I mean, I didn't miss that many. I misnumbered them. That's what I missed. Some of them, at least. Anyways, talk about this non-match that happened.
So it was supposed to be, Asuka comes out first. She's just cutting a promo, talking hella crap to Nia Jax. It's great.
Yeah, it was great.
It's amazing. Shayna comes out. Yeah, Nia Jax, and Shayna Baszler comes out.
And Shayna just comes out and immediately pulls Asuka out of the ring, starts beating her up ringside, tosses sets up the ladder. Yeah, then Asuka tosses her into the ladder. Nia then tosses Shayna to the barricade, goes after Asuka. Asuka kicks Nia on one side, Shayna kicks her on the other side, and then Shayna drops Asuka with the clothesline. Shayna sets up the ladder against the ring steps. Asuka tosses her into that. Nia shoves, just like basically bulldozes Asuka. And then they're back in the ring. Bell hasn't rung yet. Nia picks up a ladder, hits Asuka and Shayna with it. They roll out, and then they just hit Nia's music.
Yeah, I was so confused because here's the thing about this. Both Asuka and Shayna Baszler, they were just sort of nursing what had just happened. They weren't knocked out. They weren't laid out. They weren't injured beyond like actually starting the match. I did not see, was there a ref out there?
No, there was not a ref in the ring.
Why? What? What was this all about?
It was lame. That's what it was about, Steve.
Okay, so this is the only silver lining I can think about this.
Well, no one had to take a pin. Yeah, I get that.
Well, I don't care about anybody but Asuka. Asuka didn't have to take a pin. Because out of the three of them, we both figured she'd be the one to take a pin if it was going to get to that.
Yeah.
I was like, how are they going to get out of this? This is no DQ. There's literally no way to get out of this.
This is how they get out of it. They don't have the match they advertise.
Damn it. Why didn't I think of that? They always find ways to swerve me.
Yeah, they're more clever than you are, Steve. That's why.
Why did Nia's music? Kayfabe backstage? Who's backstage saying this match never started? Should we run somebody's music? No, it never started. Nobody won. They don't get their music. Nia Jax is standing there with a ladder.
She stood tall though. She knocked her opponents out of the ring.
They're like, we need some music. It can't just
maybe
end
it was
awkwardly.
A match and it was hit your opponents with a ladder out of the ring match. She won. Hit her music.
I feel like this is something that would happen in 2K20.
I know. It's like in my career mode. It happens. And you're like, is that a glitch? No, I think that's how the game is programmed.
That's just how they wrote it.
That's just how they wrote the game.
Oh, now they're in the cafeteria. Now they're talking to X-Pac.
Why is X-Pac there? they're doing this all the time.
After that, we had Lana and Lashley backstage. She's telling him how awesome he is, which is totally true. Lashley's great. I don't care what people say. And Bob's like, hey, I know I'm
Lashley
great.
is great.
He's like, but can you just not join me out there? And she's like, whoa, what are you talking about? What? I'm like a manager. I'm supposed to be out there. And he's like, oh, you're a distraction. She's like, what? He says, you're so beautiful. I can't concentrate on what I'm doing out there.
Why are you talking like Arnold?
I'm talking like Arnold. Look at you. You're amazing. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, he's like, I can't concentrate. Then he had a match against Denzel Desjardins. And,
he won that.
Yeah, he won that. I literally stepped out for like a moment, and I was like, what am I doing? This is a jobber match. This is going to be... And then as soon as I finished, I thought it was done.
I mean, Denzel did have the temerity to slap Bob Lashley in the face at one point.
Well, you're going to do it, do it.
I know.
This was cool. It was quick, and it was effective. Liv Morgan versus Ruby Riott
Yeah, it was good.
happened. This was cool because Ruby got off her Riott kick, and then Liv kicked out of that. And Ruby freaked out because she's like, you just buried my finish. What the hell? What is that all about? And I thought that was cool. I like that stuff.
That was really good. And she's talking crap.
She's like, I'm sorry I have to do this, Liv. And she's like, got her hair over the ropes, beating her up and stuff. And the ref's like,
yeah,
break it up.
Liv's trying to fight off Ruby, but yeah, she does though, kind of.
So then Ruby tosses her, whips her into the ropes, which allows Liv to hit her finish, which is called Oblivion. Which is a really fun looking finish right there.
It is.
Because I always like these finishes that can come out of nowhere. And the Irish whip is like the most standard move. Everybody does it to set up a new sequence. Bang!
Out of nowhere, man. It's great.
Heck yeah, dude. I liked it. After that, not as good. We had a Liv interview.
She's out of breath. She just had a match. I imagine it's tough to do a promo right then.
Oh, it was the content. It wasn't her. It wasn't her delivery. What is this crap all about? Byron says, so Liv, is this a new chapter in your life? All weird like. And then she's like, well, here's the thing. Like a lot of people my age, like, you know, mid-20s, still trying to figure out who I am. Like you, no. And she's confident she'll figure it out.
What? No what? No what?
I don't know. She's still, like a lot of people my age, I'm still trying. In your 20s, did you ever think to yourself, I'm still trying to figure out who Larson is?
I'm still trying to figure out who Larson is every damn day, man.
Yeah, but now you're aware of it. In my 20s, I never thought to myself, I need to find out what my identity is. I need to figure out who Steve really is. No, man. I was just going from one thing to the next to the next.
No,
like an
in my
idiot.
20s, especially in my mid-20s, I probably thought that.
I don't think you did. I knew you in your mid-20s. You were not thinking that.
Yeah, I think I was. Anyway, she said she'll figure it out, and I'm still trying to figure it out too. Me, not her. Next, more Triple H countdown. Number 6 is his win the 97 King of the Ring, not 96. He was punished and didn't win that one. Punishment over. He won a 97.
Yeah, why didn't they do that, man? They should have done a top 10 of Triple H's punishment for that year.
Why wasn't I missed one? Why wasn't him bullying Earl Hebner and getting him the title back on this list? That's like peak Triple H in my mind.
I thought that was going to be when they did the Rock one. They were like, oh, this is for the title. And I was like, oh, cool. They're going to do the Jericho thing when he bullies Earl Hebner. Oh, because it's Jericho. That's why.
And Earl.
Because they were going to show, they were going to show Jericho, the AEW former champion.
Yeah, they might be able to do that if it's him essentially being humiliated. They might have done that. Maybe.
No way, man.
Do some creative editing. So
I popped so hard when Jericho won. That would talk about like friggin' heel heat, right? I was pissed when Triple H got that reversed.
Man. And you love Triple H.
Pissed. And I love Triple H. Oh boy.
You were wrapped up in that story.
I love Jericho, man. He's great.
He is great. Next, Nia interview. Charlie says, hey, can you explain your actions tonight? And Nia says, asks what she can do about her actions. And she says, nothing. What can Asuka do about my actions? Nothing. What can Shayna do about my actions? Nothing. What can anybody do about my actions? Well, here, let me answer it for you, Charlie. And then she shouts nothing at her.
Yeah.
And then leaves.
I'll be honest, I kind of like that. I like the promo.
It was all right.
I thought it was fine.
It was all right.
That was good.
It was all right. Next, not as good.
Viking Raiders.
They're not doing the rolling through the streets of Orlando in SUV anymore. They got the red light behind them. They put her to Street Profits, but they said their shared history tells a truth they've never beaten the War Raiders. It's like, you won the NXT titles after we left. You won the Raw tag titles after we couldn't because injury. You can't really call yourself the best until you beat us, essentially.
That's true. That is true. After that, Triple H countdown, top 10 for the win. Number 5. Number 5! NXT invades SmackDown. This happened like 3 weeks ago. This is very recent.
Yeah.
It was a cool moment, though, and they had Randy Quaid driving the Jeep, so that was neat.
That was cool. Next, Akira Tozawa versus returning Jinder Mahal.
And he got a haircut. It's all close cropped. He's got a big old bald spot going right there. He needs to grow it out long so it's kind of like your hair.
It is like my hair.
He needs to grow it out long because when it's long, it's like nice and thick.
Either you grow it really long, or you just cut it all off.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he should have left a little bit there. He should have just gone completely bald.
Or grew it out.
Or grew it completely out. Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, he won. Colossus. He's still jacked. He still looks great. Expect a feud between him and Drew at any moment.
Good for Akira Tozawa, though, man. He's all over the place these days. He's like, whatever. I don't have a family to go to or nothing. I'm just chilling in the Orlando, in my condo, hanging out with Apollo, Ricochet.
Mm-hmm.
After that, Andrade and Zelina Vega had another interview. Charlie wanted to ask Andrade another quick question. Zelina was like, no. And if you want to, next time, you got to ask me first. You got to go through me. And Andrade's like, see. And then Dirty Horny Garza steps in, and he's like, hola, Charlie. We should have this sex on each other. And she's like, okay. And he gives her a rose that's attached to a condom. He's like, I don't go in raw. Moving on. Triple H's countdown. Number 4! Triple H impersonates Vince.
I feel like they could have done better than this.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they didn't really touch on even his best stuff.
No. It was like defining moments was the whole thing. Was him winning his title the first time you on this?
No.
That seemed like the very definition of a defining moment. Did he beat Jericho for it?
No, he beat Mankind for it. Because Mankind beat Stone Cold, I think, the night before. Because Stone Cold didn't want... They should have made that number 5. Stone Cold doesn't want a job to Paul Levesque.
There you go. Next, we got Andrade versus Apollo Cruz. This is a really fun match. Early on, Apollo goes for the moonsault off the apron. Andrade gets out of the way. Lands on his feet, but he sells knee. So Andrade drops on the clothesline, back of the ring. Andrade is focusing his attack on that knee. Goes, some back and forth. Ultimately, though, towards the end, they're on the top, brawling. Andrade goes for a superplex. Apollo Cruz knocks him off with the headbutt. Goes for a crossbody off the top. Andrade ducks. Cruz lands on his feet. Sells knee. Andrade's over there trying to follow up. Ref Drake keeps him back. Checks on Cruz. Calls for the bell. 2 injured to continue.
Yeah. Asian Mur says, number 1 should be that funny Triple H face when he's lifting weights.
H-face.
H-face. That's H-face.
H-face. That's H-face. And so subsequently, we get a brief interview with him backstage, Apollo Cruz, that is, not H-face, where he's asked by Charlie, what's going on. He's holding back tears, and he just walks out. And after Raw, we learn that he has been pulled from Money in the Bank.
Now, there's still an episode. They're either going to put somebody else in there, or, look, man, this is going to go one of 2 ways. They built him up relatively to the point where it was just done to make Andrade look good, which is entirely possible. Or they're doing it to actually build up Apollo Cruz so that next week he can come in on one leg and say, hey, let me prove that I can still be in Money in the Bank. I mean, they might say, hey, we have somebody in line to take your place. Hey, let me fight for it. And it's going to be like Austin, what's his face?
Theory,
yeah.
Or Garza.
Yeah, I was going to say Austin Aries. That'd be shocking.
That would be pretty surprising.
They're like, who's going to be in this match? Tahuti Miles. And he's like, oh, I can beat him on one leg. And he does. And then he gets in. That would be rad if Apollo Cruz is able to beat a guy on one leg to get into the Money in the Bank match. That would be really cool.
That would be cool.
I fear that's not going to be the case. But, I mean, who else? Is there anybody that's, obvious to take his place besides one of Zelina's guys? to sort of even the odds?
It'd be one of them would be the obvious choice.
Probably, yeah.
Probably Garza would be the most obvious choice.
Or the Big Show. After that, we had
Street Profits promo.
Yeah. So they
kind of talk some trash about the Viking Raiders rolling through Orlando in the SUV, saying it was carpool karaoke, yet they weren't singing. But they struck a more serious tone and said, you know what, they're right. We've never beat them. So what do you say next week? Raw Tag Team title match, Street Profits, Viking Raiders.
Yeah, that was good.
It was good.
Yeah,
it was really good. Then they had a bit of a time filler, the clip from the Becky Lynch WWE 24. I guess they get, Becky hasn't been on TV in a while. They need to keep her on fans' minds, so they'll roll a clip. It was a good clip.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
After that, Ricochet and Cedric Alexander versus Everrise, NXT's Everrise.
Booner time.
I feel like this was a bit more competitive than it really should have been.
Yeah,
I guess if the end game of this match was MVP showing up at the Tron saying, hey, you got a match against Thorne and Vink next week, it makes sense that Ricochet and Cedric wouldn't easily beat an NXT team.
Are they still doing main event?
Who? Cedric
WWE.
And Ricochet?
WWE.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Because this like screams main event. So yeah, MVP. We'll see how that goes. Either they're going to try to make something out of Vink and Thorne, which is highly unlikely. Or, yeah, like you said, MVP's like, I tested you. Here's the contract to sign.
You passed.
MVP
After
Unlimited. That, Triple H countdown, top 10 for the win. Number 2.
DX Invasion.
Boy, they love that. They love showing that. I've seen that so many damn times now.
Me too.
Anyways.
More but better, Steve.
Yeah, so that's when, what?
I said more but better, Steve.
That needed to be on there. See, that's what we should do, our own Triple H moments. And just get that clip and run that. So, yeah, it would be the more but better is number 1. The Jericho bullying, number 2.
Yeah.
H-Face, number 3.
Yeah.
That
gif of him doing the flop, that was pretty good.
Oh, no, that's a really good moment, actually. The long flop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. What is number 4?
In End of an Era, we did he's back like this, and then gave the crotch chop to Undertaker.
That's number 5, crotch chop to End of an Era.
Yeah.
Okay. 1.
Katie Vick's not on there.
Hold on a second. 1 was more but better.
Yeah.
2 was Jericho. 3 was H. 4 was shit. What was 4? 5 was the crotch
flop. The long flop.
Oh, the long flop.
Yeah.
All right. What's 6? These are good.
Yeah, this is great.
6. Not winning King of the Ring 96.
No, CM Punk almost making him cry at that Punk Cena contract signing. We talked about the chaperone.
That's a good one. That's really good. 7. Bearing. Anything about like him trying to bury Roman Reigns with the cross chop?
No, 7. No, 7 is that's 10. 7 is when he was at that meeting. It said Sheamus should be facing the company.
Okay, 10 is.
Oh, number 8 has to be when he went to Vince's office and apparently politic to get in the main event of WrestleMania 15. That's got to be on there.
Okay. Main event 15, which of course didn't happen. Oh, can 9 be outside the locker room when Bret Hart's wife was running him down? I didn't know. You knew.
Good.
You knew, Hunter.
That's good. Our list is way better.
Mrs. Hart. And then 10, crotch chop Roman. Oh, no, wait a second. 10 is Survivor Series from like a year or 2 ago.
Oh, yeah.
It was just a big goof for him. It was literally just him laughing his way through like the biggest angle of like the fall. Oh,
that
man.
was ridiculous.
What a great list that is.
That's fantastic. Number 1 on their list is when he came back from tearing his quad.
That ain't no more but better.
No, certainly not. I mean, what's more defining to one's career, one's legacy than saying Sheamus should be the number one guy. Really.
Oh, this is because he probably is good at doing press. And CM Punk is like not.
Yeah. Finally, main event segment. Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre contract signing. Lawler moderated, but he was out of there quick, so it got good pretty fast. Seth was wearing a pretty cool suit. Nothing too out of the ordinary, but looked sharp. Drew hits the ring, and thank you, Drew. First thing he does is says, Lawler, you should get out of here because violence is going to happen. And Lawler's like, yeah, I think I better. We don't see him again. Fantastic.
Yeah, he quantum leaped out of there.
Yeah, Drew gets in, immediately signs the deal, puts it in front of Seth, and says, go ahead, sign it. And Seth hesitates. And he asks Drew if he thinks that he wants this.
Is this what you... This is not what I want, Drew.
I have to do this, Drew.
I have to do this, Drew.
It's not about me. It's not about you. It's larger than both of us. He says, Drew, you're going to be a great champion someday. You're a warrior, but you're not a leader. I am a leader. And Seth says, it has to be me that carries the burden of being champ. And I don't want to crush your dreams, Drew, but I got to do this for the greater good. Someday it'll make sense to you. And when it does, find me and I'll lead you too. And Drew just like, wow, Seth, thank you for that passionate, enlightened speech. You know, things are clear to me now. You are completely full of shit.
Yeah, that was great. He said S.
Yeah. And he says, where are your followers at? Where's Murphy? They're not here. Oh, let me guess. That's not your fault because nothing's ever your fault. And he says, I will not let you win this championship under any circumstances. But I got some advice for you. One, shut your mouth. Stop talking. Forever.
Yeah, this is
no
good.
one wants to hear you talk.
This is good Twitter advice right here.
It really is. He says you manage to stick your foot in your mouth and your head up your ass all at the same time when you open
that was awesome.
That mouth of yours. Two, finish the job. Go for the throat. Because that's what I'm going to do during our match at Money in the Bank. And he says, and then Seth says, well, at Money in the Bank, the picture will be clear and Drew will be better for it. He starts to tell Drew to have faith. Drew grabs his head and just rams it into the table.
It was so fluid. That was the cool thing. Like the thing about this contract signing is that there is nothing awkward, no stumbles, and it was so like to the point. It wasn't like too talky or anything. Everybody made their point and was very effective with everything. So he dumps his head on the table. Seth goes flying back.
Drew picks up the table and just tosses it out of the ring.
Oh my God, with ease. That was great because they went to the long shot and he just chucked it. It was awesome. Did the same with the chair. Let's see here. He drops him with a headbutt.
Yeah.
Sets up for the Claymore. He does a 3-2-1 thing, but then Buddy comes in, attacks Drew. He helps up Seth. Seth's like, whoa. And then he hugs him. He's like, oh, I love you. And then Drew runs in for the Claymore, and Buddy pushes Seth out of the way, and he eats a Claymore instead. Seth goes out. He leaves the ring, and Drew is just sort of sitting there laughing at him, and he's got the contract with him.
He's holding the contract and pointing at it. We're going to fight now, Seth. Drew's the best.
He is, and this is a great segment, and this is the kind of Drew that like I want to see. I don't want to see like, because when he was talking to Seth, man, he was dead serious.
Yeah.
He had passion and intensity in his eyes. Yeah, it was terrific.
It was great.
Yeah.
Drew is the best. Let's do some questions. We got a couple, at least one new sub here from TC Portland 11. Thank you very much.
Hey, here's a reminder, too. If you guys are subbing to us on the Twitch, that effectively acts as, to a degree, a pledge on Patreon as well, at the very least, or a YouTube channel membership, in that you get access to the bonus stuff that we put up. Whenever we put up a bonus thing, whenever we're about to go live with a bonus episode, Friendo Club TV, a 10 for the win, whatever, or like a vintage 10 for the win, rather, I get on Twitch and I send that link out to all our Twitch subs. So even like the Twitch Prime subs, you still get access to that bonus stuff.
Correct. Cone Quest said, Apollo said, what did the 5 fingers say the face? Slap. Nikyle, power rank the following gunshots. Apollo slap. Ospreay chopping Okada.
Oh,
Walter chops.
No, it's
McIntyre chops.
It's Okada Ospreay.
Yeah.
That was probably the best chop in history.
Yeah, it's pretty high up there.
Scott Hill Jr. Oh, I'll
go ahead.
Scott Hill Jr. Who does the methodical pace benefit? Kevin Nash. He's very methodical.
Yes. Yes. What is that reference from?
I have no idea, but I think he's just talking in general with wrestling.
Oh.
When wrestlers are very methodical. I remember they always used to say that about Kevin Nash in WCW because he was just slow.
It was slow.
It's just slow wrestling.
Okada. Okada can work a methodical pace and still tell a really interesting, good story.
I think in general it benefits
Lumbers.
yeah, exactly, lumbers.
IDK Jose, give the new WWE game a chance, Steve.
Well, I'm not going to buy it. I don't have $60 to spend on some piece of crap I'm going to play for 10 minutes.
What if it's not $60? It could be cheaper.
If my breaking point is 30. If
That's
it's
your price point.
$29.99, I will totally buy it. I will do that. I'll give it a shot. I'll stream it right here on the channel. If they have online player ability, I would love for you to hop on and we can go through some stuff.
So yeah, I'm thinking if nothing else is good for some content.
You know how gaming content does here, dude.
For the patrons.
If there's customizability,
Yeah.
if there is, my upper limit is $40.
Okay. All right.
60 is a non-starter. Not a
All right.
chance that's going to be worth $60.
All right. I'll take that bullet for us then. Dang MQ Denzel Desjardins has had more appearances on Raw and SmackDown than NXT. That's true. I think he's only been in NXT a handful of times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Hugh Longheavy says Apollo Cryface for the thumbnail. That was legitimate acting cryface.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, I don't know. At this point, the thumbnail, should it be Apollo Cruz, like
Sure, why
Apollo
not? Let's give it
removed
a
from
try.
Money in the Bank?
Yeah, say like Apollo stars, then it was removed or something like that. The highs and the lows, you know? We got some time. Enforcer, thank you for the sub. Hugh Longheavy, that time he rode a motorcycle, but with no specifics. Triple H, that time he rode a motorcycle.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened a couple times.
Die Hard Homer says one of the Triple H's top 10 when he drugged Stephanie and married her.
No. That was actually a pretty funny story beat. There's nothing in our list that's actually like intentionally good.
Yeah,
Except for number 2, the Jericho stuff was actually
that was actually really
that
good.
was awesome.
Harvest MG5, top 10 Triple H moments, RVD complimenting on his spitting skills. I don't remember that.
Alex Foster, if you had to audition for Andrade and Zelina's faction, what would you say / do to convince them? I would say, hola, mi nombre es Esteban y soy rudo perfecto.
Oh.
Y soy me huevos es muy grande.
What's very large?
Me huevos.
Yeah, what does that mean?
My balls.
That's what I thought.
Muy grande. Y, yeah, that's good. I'd say, hi, my name is Steve. I'm the perfect bad guy, and I have huge balls. Por favor, trabajo con tú. Please, I work with you.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I don't know.
Mr. Sinister said, the way you said it, you're just saying one ball is huge. Yes, correcto mundo. Uno huevo es grande, otro huevo un poquito.
Oh, man, very small. Glamorous Josh, Nia Jax go back to NXT, or would that just be a waste spot that could be used on someone better?
Should who what now?
Nia Jax go back to NXT.
No, she shouldn't go back to NXT. She should have 5 moves of doom, damn it. Methodical.
Tag team. IDK Jose, will you guys ever do WWE pay-per-view watch-alongs again? Yeah, we did for WrestleMania.
We always do those. Those are very
we
profitable for us. We sit here,
Yes.
do nothing, and then we get money. People give us money.
I am Twitcher87. Which 2 people in WWE do you want to see host a 10 for the win style segment? One of them is Big E.
Oh, wow, yeah. And then which one would be the Larson? Oh, what about Adam Cole and Big E?
That'd be good.
That's a good pairing right there. I
That'd
like
be good.
that.
That'd be good. White Brownie 92. Triple H's #1 moment is hog pen match. That's a terrible match. Stevie Bradley says, wait for Black Friday yearly 2K games are always half off.
If it's half off of $29.99, I'll get it. I'm not getting half off
value.
of 60 because it's still technically 60. Like in Spirit, it's 60.
Even if you just pay 30 for it, in Spirit it's 60, so that's a non-starter.
I'm gonna go there and say, "Hi, I'd like this game." And they're like, "Oh, $30." I'm like, "It says it's half off," and they're like, "Yeah, but typically it's $60 game." I'm like, "No, this is not a $60 game. This is a $30 game at best. So can I have a 15?"
Your
now?
bartering skills need some work there.
Think so?
Ryan K. Lamb, Steve should just tell Zelina that you're Aerostar.
Do I look like a man who no? Because then she'd be like, "Okay, prove it. Go up 50 feet and then fall."
No, more so. Maybe she's watched Lucha Underground. Time travel. Soar through the cosmos.
Yeah, exactly. I can't do any of those things. I have
do
one
that.
huge ball and one really small ball. That's my selling
I
point,
mean, that alone is going to preclude you from doing a lot of things.
including oddly wrestling.
I know. Sky Otonic, here's my question. How do you win a no DQ match versus yourself? Note, there is no knockouts or countouts. You just fall the mat, put your own arm over you, and count your own pin.
Yeah, exactly. What's so hard with that?
Or just tap out. Just lay in your tummy and tap out.
Andrew Berg. So who is staying on those Walmart futons at the Performance Center during tapings? Where did he see those?
I don't know. Are there people sleeping at the Performance Center?
I'm kind of curious.
Is that the hotel they've sequestered?
Right. It's that weird warehouse next door that like half the matches take place now.
Yep.
They're doing that match with Gargano and Ciampa, and you see like Akira Tozawa like rolling over, and he's like underneath a cardboard box.
Gosh, keep it down.
I know. Keep it down over there. Matt Field, if this title reign of Drew's goes on for a while, like a CM Punk type reign, do you think he should slowly turn into an arrogant heel? And how would you book it?
If it makes sense. If it's a way to add dimension to the character so it's not just the same thing over and over again.
Be cool if they did like a meta Brock Lesnar type story, you know, where he like actively, openly was like, "Oh, Money in the Bank's next week. I'm not going. It's not in my contract."
Yeah.
But Brock kind of did that anyway, so
Yeah.
like they made that story.
Berg the Great says MVP lounge couches were futons.
Oh, man. Those are probably not comfortable.
Probably not.
I slept on a futon, like a really bad one, for like a year in my 20s. Again, in your 20s,
Sounds
you
miserable.
could like it just doesn't matter. Like, and I slept fine. I banged on that, I think. You can do all sorts of shit in your 20s and be fine. I slept on a futon, and I think I took that futon with me different like when I moved to different like apartments. I was like, "Oh, let me bring that futon."
I mean, back then, it's furniture you have. You can't be too picky.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Let's see. Wolfpack for life. How great would a Samoa Joe Triple H commentary duo be? Oh,
That'd be pretty fun.
it'd be great. Who would want that?
Fun.
Dog Authority Figure says, I can't think of a question, but I'd just like to say thank you, Steve and Larson, for the content you put out and how active you guys are with the friendos. I had a stressful day working from home, and I've been feeling isolated in my apartment, but I always look forward to listening to your videos. It's much appreciated. Well, thank you for the kind words, and hopefully you don't feel so isolated listening to us ramble and act like idiots.
Stevie Bradley asks, what was the worst year of your 20s? He says, mine was 23.
I wonder why his was 23. What happened when he was 23?
I don't know. I have to ask him that. Mine was when I was 26.
Probably 20, because I was 20 and everybody I hung out with was 21. So I couldn't go to a bar.
Nope.
But it's not like you nerds went to bars anyways.
Nope.
You losers. So, I mean, maybe when I was 20, because like we were still in college.
Yeah. But then we just buy, like, Jeff or I would just buy beer and just bring it back.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, college was fine. I don't know. I don't recall having any particularly bad years in my 20s. When I was 20, 6 or so. I think I went through like, I don't know, a bad breakup, but I got dumped by somebody that I really liked.
Yeah.
That took me a couple months to get over. Kind of. I don't know. I just watched a lot of The West Wing. Mike Nichols. 6 hard workers right here. There are some silver linings with this pandemic. Garza, in theory, would not have had this opportunity otherwise. They are kicking. This is stream of consciousness from Mike Nichols here. He says they are kicking butt. I think he's watching the 6-man tag as he's writing this. Blake Whitehouse, do you think... Yeah, that's it. Do you think Andrade will have a similar career to Rusev? No, I think he'll have a vastly better one.
Enforcer mentions why he had a bad year 23. He says meth problem really bad.
Oh, shit. Damn, Enforcer. That's heavy, dude.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Well, it's good to see that he got out of it.
So, I know.
I would never, like, looking at his face, he doesn't have a meth face. Like these days, because you can tell meth face. It's all sunken in and weird. And he's like got a normal dude face. So good job kicking that one, Stevie Bradley. That's rough. I've never done meth before, Larson. Have you?
No.
Don't lie.
I've not. I'm not really a drug guy.
No, you're not.
I like booze. That's about it. I'm out of whiskey.
Let's see here. James Rodriguez, can we take a moment to appreciate how well timed that Claymore to Buddy was in the last segment? Yeah, it was great.
Oh, man.
It was rad.
Yeah, Drew's timing on that is always impeccable.
All out of questions on this end. Oh, wait. Let me check the Discord really quick. Like lately, the Discord has not been showing up for questions. Sometimes they do, other times not so much. Let's see here. All right. Here we go. Alex Foster. So, considering Seth was dressed like he was ready for a GTA heist, what wrestlers would you guys have in your heist group?
I feel like individually, members of the Undisputed Era, but collectively, we've seen that they're quite bumbling as a unit.
Yeah, no good. Dexter Loomis.
Yeah.
Because he could just appear out of nowhere. I'd get all the teleporters. Dexter Loomis, Bray Wyatt, Randy
You got to have
Orton.
Seth. Seth's the architect. You got to have him in there.
Where's his crew now? Buddy showed up after weeks of not. And then Akam can only hang out with Rezar, apparently. So they're out of action. No, Seth.
Maybe it's a situation where really Rezar is friendly with Seth. Akam not so much.
Oh, yeah.
So Rezar is out, and he's like, well, I could get close with Seth, but that's kind of awkward because we've been hanging out for months, and I've like said 3 words to him.
Yeah, he's like, he's more of an acquaintance than a friend.
Exactly.
I'm not really
Doesn't
that close
right.
with him.
Doesn't feel right.
Yeah. No, I've had that plenty of times. Like, I don't know. There's been like several people in like our social circle that like I've maybe said 2 words to. And like, I'm like, I don't know this person. Like, I'm too old to like start trying, you know? So it's like, why am I going to bother at this point?
That's not true.
I just friendly nod now if I see these people.
All right.
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, champ.
Toaster Oven, what wrestler should get their own sitcom next? It should be the New Day. Give them a TV show.
Okay, let's go for like non-active though. Like Big Show.
Kane.
Oh. Yeah, but then okay. Yeah, Kane's good. He was on Twitter talking about like 2 weeks ago talking about reopening the government and how this whole thing is like just a whole bunch of nothing.
Oh, that's
I'm
disappointing.
like, come on, man. I'm saying no sitcom because of his politics.
All right. A Major Dad reboot with Sergeant Slaughter.
You can't do that, man. Let's stick with Kane. I like Glenn Jacobs, man. I think that he's funny, but it's just sometimes he'll tweet things, and I'm like, that's all right. Anyway,
Do you follow him on Twitter?
I think I did until that one, and I was like, well, I'm not on the same page as this guy. I did. No, he does a lot of good community stuff. Like his Twitter, by and large, is actually very positive. It's very like, you know, he's like talking to firefighters and shit. And I think that I think he's a smart dude. I think he's probably got some decent ideas. But like, I don't know.
The Enforcer, Brock on his land for a TV show. It's more of a wallpaper. It's like the Yule log. It's just Brock sitting there looking out at his land, and that's the show.
I'd watch that shit. Yeah. I'd watch that. Oh, that's good. Jonathan and Michael Hayes sitcom. Who did he date that we were like, what the hell?
Rosa Mendez.
Oh my God. That's a reality show I'd watch in a heartbeat. The Freebirds reality show. Yeah, man.
Doot.
That'd be great. Anyways, that's it for the show. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We definitely appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow with a news brief. Thanks for watching. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.